Kelly Clarkson has long been a household name, not only for her powerhouse vocals and infectious personality, but also for the personal battles she has openly shared with her fans. Over the past few years, her marriage to Brandon Blackstock, their difficult divorce, and the emotional toll of moving on have remained in the spotlight. Now a new twist in her post-divorce story has surfaced. Her former assistant is reportedly dating her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock. While such a revelation could easily fuel animosity, Clarkson's reaction has surprised many. She doesn't blame her former assistant for pursuing a relationship with Blackstock. This response highlights Clarkson's growth, resilience, and her ability to separate past pain from present circumstances. The story is not only about celebrity relationships but also about human strength, boundaries, and the complicated nature of love and loyalty when personal and professional lives collide. Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock. A complicated history. Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock tied the knot in 2013 after years of knowing one another through industry connections. Brandon, the son of Clarkson's former manager Narvel Blackstock, and stepson of country legend Reba McEntire, was already deeply entrenched in the music business. He became Clarkson's manager, and the two built both a family and professional empire together. Over the course of their 7-year marriage, they welcomed 2 children, River Rose and Remington Alexander. By all outward appearances, the couple shared a strong bond, often appearing at public events together and offering glimpses of domestic bliss. However, in 2020, Clarkson shocked fans by filing for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The divorce was anything but smooth. Custody battles, disputes over property, and financial disagreements, including claims over Clarkson's Montana ranch, played out in court and in headlines. Clarkson was ordered to pay hefty child and spousal support payments, further complicating her emotional recovery. The experience was draining, both personally and professionally, and she has since spoken candidly about the struggles she endured throughout the process. The former assistant's role. During the marriage, Clarkson's assistant was reportedly a trusted presence in her household. Assistants often become intimately familiar with the personal lives of their employers, handling schedules, managing day-to-day details, and sometimes providing emotional support during stressful times. For Clarkson, whose life as a megastar required constant coordination, her assistant likely played a vital role in helping her balance career, motherhood, and married life. After the divorce, reports surfaced that this same assistant is now romantically involved with Brandon Blackstock. Such news could easily be interpreted as a betrayal, given the proximity of the assistant to Clarkson during her most vulnerable years. Fans were quick to speculate that Clarkson might feel hurt, angry, or even humiliated by this unexpected development. Yet Clarkson's reaction has been remarkably composed. Clarkson's reaction. She doesn't blame her. According to insiders close to the singer, Kelly Clarkson is choosing not to dwell on resentment. Her perspective is refreshingly pragmatic. If her former assistant and Blackstock are happy together, then that is their path to follow. Reports suggest she doesn't blame her assistant, understanding that relationships develop in unexpected ways, and she refuses to allow bitterness to consume her. This reaction speaks volumes about Clarkson's maturity and emotional evolution since the divorce. Rather than framing the situation as a personal betrayal, she appears to recognize that her marriage with Blackstock was already over, and that whatever choices he makes going forward are no longer her burden to carry. For a woman who endured a high-profile and painful separation, this sense of peace is a testament to her resilience. Clarkson has often emphasized the importance of focusing on her children and career rather than lingering on negativity. Her stance on this latest revelation aligns with her broader philosophy of moving forward rather than remaining tethered to the past. Public reactions. Fans and media observers have been quick to weigh in on the situation. Some admire Clarkson's ability to rise above what could easily be perceived as a betrayal. Others point out that her response sets a strong example of emotional intelligence and personal boundaries. In the court of public opinion, many note that her assistant's relationship with Blackstock may not have begun until after the divorce was finalized. If that is the case, Clarkson has every reason to let the matter rest. Even if it did overlap, Clarkson's measured response suggests she is unwilling to let speculation dictate her happiness. Social media platforms have lit up with discussions about the story. Supporters praise Clarkson for prioritizing her children and her peace of mind over gossip and bitterness. Some critics, however, question the assistant's loyalty, arguing that professional ethics should have prevented her from pursuing a relationship with her boss's ex regardless of where people stand. The story underscores how personal choices in the celebrity world rarely escape public scrutiny. Lessons in grace and boundaries. Kelly Clarkson's ability to respond with grace offers a lesson for anyone navigating post-relationship complications. Divorce, particularly when children are involved, often requires painful compromises and emotional strength. Add in the layer of a colleague or trusted aide entering the picture, and the situation becomes even more challenging. Yet Clarkson's perspective demonstrates a clear boundary. She no longer shares a life with Brandon Blackstock, and thus, she refuses to let his choices dictate her emotional state. By not assigning blame to her assistant, she is effectively releasing herself from the cycle of anger and resentment that can weigh down personal healing. Moving forward, Clarkson's life post-divorce has been a mixture of rebuilding and thriving. Professionally, she has continued to dominate the entertainment world. Her daytime talk show, The Kelly Clarkson Show, has been a hit, earning multiple Emmy Awards and showcasing her charisma and relatability. She has also continued to release music, often channeling her personal experiences into lyrics that resonate with fans navigating their own struggles. Her latest albums have been described as some of her most personal work to date, with songs addressing heartbreak, resilience, and rediscovery. In interviews, she has admitted that writing music became a form of therapy, helping her process the end of her marriage and chart a path forward. On a personal level, Clarkson has spoken openly about adjusting to single motherhood. She prioritizes spending time with her children and creating a stable, nurturing environment for them despite the upheaval caused by the divorce. Friends and colleagues note that she seems happier and more centered, focusing on the things she can control rather than dwelling on the uncontrollable. Brandon Blackstock's life now. Meanwhile, Brandon Blackstock has largely stepped away from the high-profile management roles that once connected him to some of the biggest names in music. Reports indicate that he has been focusing on a quieter life in Montana, where he spends time with his children and works on personal pursuits. His relationship with Clarkson remains primarily centered on co-parenting.